The LCS Challengers League is brought to you by Turo, the world's largest car-sharing marketplace. Find your drive.
Welcome back, everybody, to the LCS Challengers League, where we just watched Team Liquid Challengers take a game off of Supernova. Still have another game to wrap up this series, but Deserex, for a first place versus last place, your pickup truck, it did some work there.
It did a little bit of work in the early game. That's the kind of trick when going against a team like Team Liquid Challengers. It's not enough to have a good play here and there. You have to consistently play well to get the better of this team. That gold graph kind of shows why.
Woo! Look at that damage on Harry.
Yeah, that's usually in pro games, we do have a few less kills, but usually you see Azir doing a little bit more damage than Akali, sometimes double, even if Akali has a good game and a good game impact. Not this game. Harry did twice the amount of damage almost as Azir. And that's pretty ridiculous on the Akali. I think it says not only how much fighting there was, but also how valuable Akali was that game. There was no direct lockdown CC really for Akali besides that Sejuani R. It's really tough to hit a Bard Q. And Harry took full advantage of that on the Akali. So really well done. Good to see from him.
Almost like this guy used to play in LCS,
almost like this guy's won this league twice. Yeah.
I mean, Cubby, you said it best. Like, we missed you, Harry Akali. We're just like seeing it in our league. It's just been amazing to see. And yeah, Team Liquid Challengers looking good. They're continuing to add on to the win total that they have right at the top of the NACL leaderboard. But as we wait to get into game number 2, I believe it's time for our Rally Cry halftime show. Should be a pretty good time. And this segment here is something I like to call the Leaguepedia Librarian, because that's what I am today. I spend a lot of time hovering around, watching our teams and all of the players on Leaguepedia, are my favorite website of all time. And today, we have a challenge for you two gentlemen. I'm going to show you 5 screenshots from various players in this game and their Leaguepedia pages, and you have to figure out which ones they are. It's not just like their names and everything. It's some other more creative things. Any questions?
Yeah. I get it. I gotta say, if Myra's tuning in, manager for NRG and previous manager for many amateur teams, I know that she said in the past, like, I just pretty much memorized the Wikipedia pages. I would be undefeated at this, so I'm gonna try and channel that energy.
All right.
To see what I did there too with NRG. Anyway, I'm gonna channel that. We're gonna try and get the dub for Covercasters.
I'm gonna try and not suck. That's what I'm gonna do.
As soon as anyone has an answer, they just shout it out. Okay, so there's no buzzer, there's no like taking turns or anything. We're going full savage mode here. So here's the first screenshot for Leaguepedia Librarian. 2022 UPL playoffs. So this happened between the off season here, between last year and this year, on a team called Zenigma. They had Cozy, Bako, and Town, some players that you might have been familiar with. This is either an AD carry, a support, or a coach.
Sketch.
Yeah, I mean, part of me wants to guess Sketch just because of them playing with Town and Bako in the past. So I actually agree with Deserex, but I am going to say Shia just to mix it up.
Unfortunately,
Sketch Dreams.
Unfortunately, both of you are incorrect. It is Kim Down, played alongside some of his Korean brethren here on Zenigma for this and Cozy Bako Town, whoing Kim Down full Korean American roster. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, Youngmin would have given it away as well. Yeah. I think I know Youngmin was also UCI. So
yeah.
Okay, you got us with that one. All right, well done. That's a good one.
All right, we're still 0-0. Nobody has gotten one on the board yet. This is one of my favorite ones here as we go on to the trivia section of somebody's Leaguepedia. As this player reached rank 69 on the NA rank ladder while at Summoner level 420. Now, I couldn't figure out if this was 100% true or not, but any guesses?
Who's
the biggest memer?
Yeah, that's like. I kind of want to say Arrow for the memes, but I don't think it's Arrow.
Bradley.
Okay, Bradley here for Cubby. Eric, do you have a response?
So I think the above point I know is true. Wait, no. This is not Bradley. This is not Bradley. That didn't happen until season 11. I don't think it was season 10.
Changing.
No, wait, it might have been season 10. I'm going with Bradley still.
Okay.
I'm going with Bradley.
That's right. He'll give you a couple more seconds here.
Shot in the dark, man.
Quacker.
Boom! Deserex got it with the Quacker guess here. Ranked 69 while Summoner level 420. Great job. Did you know that? Did you just check the ladders?
No,
Hey.
that was a guess.
Hey, Deserux.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, these 2 points would have given it away because it's Improving Grounds wild card. One of the best Dariuses in NA. We've seen it a couple times here this season. All right, 1-0 for our play-by-play. Go on to this next one. This might be a bit of an easier one here.
Oh, this is not an easier one, man. I don't know. Wait, EU?
Oh, wait. Music,
this is
music.
Yeah, this is music.
Oh, I think Eric got it first.
I think
don't
Eric
know.
beat
I
me
think
too.
he got it. Yeah.
God
Yes!
damn it. Well done.
Pretty-
the EU gave it away.
The ERLs, man. He was a mercenary on them.
This is funny
He was
because
the ERL mercenary.
I was waiting for both of you to be really confused until you see the EU tag. Then it becomes a little bit easier.
That's
But
what it was, yep.
One of the few players here in the NACL that has played in ERLs as well as the NACL, and has had some good performances overall.
I think NLC was the one. Bifrost looks familiar from there. So some time over there. Good to see. And Music's had some good moments. There have been some good moments from Music this split, so good to see.
I mean, even looking at the bottom over there with Rock Bottom, remember, he only got to play in the second qualifier in that. Rock Bottom very likely would have been in the promotion.
Oh, that's right.
If they got to play
Yeah.
in that, so Music's got some good
that's
looks.
right. Yeah.
If you want some behind the scenes looks at the qualifiers, one of the big reasons why we changed the rules so that if you win the second OQ, you get into the promotion tournament automatically was because of Music's team last split in Rock Bottom. Because if they beat Maryville, even though they finished first place, they would not have had that spot in the promotion tournament. And so now we have that little extra spice.
Good
Reminder
fix.
to everybody: if you wanna sign up, you still have a couple more days. So
Big fan of the second tournament being weighted a bit more as it is closer to the actual tournament. So I like that change. Well done.
And I don't know. Right now, it's like Music might be playing in that tournament anyway. If the losses still keep coming. But hey, still a week or so left to go. But Eric, you are up 2-0 in this game show. 2 more questions, Cubby, for you to keep up. Are you guys ready for the next
I'm
one?
going to try my best and pounds me into oblivion.
All right, here we go.
I'm ready for this.
Here we go. Here's our next one. 2 pentakills.
Wait, what? Robbie Bob.
Nope.
I was gonna say it.
It's a nope. Wait, it's versus life support, so we're playing back in 2020. Who was playing back in 2020?
Bradley?
That's correct.
Oh.
You're just too good at this game, man. Oh my
Are you
goodness,
serious?
Bradley.
This is Bradley.
Formerly a mid laner for
Yeah.
Sign Us Please, and I don't remember exactly what that other team was here. And of course, what would have given it away was that pentakill that he had at the beginning of the spring split with On the Jacks against GG.
So
man.
my big guess was, if I remember correctly, Azir was his most played when he was in the mid lane.
Hey, click on that match history link for the Vayne real quick. Oh wait, no, these are screenshots.
Yeah, just
Uh,
screenshots.
If you did though, would that have been Vayne and the Galio?
Probably something like that. I
Probably.
don't know. Bradley was cooking in the mid lane in 2021.
So back then, we used to scrim against his team when he was at Bethany because I was coaching Miami, Ohio. We had to ban Gwen mid from him every time.
Yeah.
Same with mostly Silas as well. He was really good at this game. Yeah, he's really good.
We got
beat him
one
in
more
a stage game though.
One more very
fact.
quick question before we head into the draft for game number
ready,
2.
ready,
Boom.
ready.
Rapid fire.
Oh, Trevor.
Trevor.
Unfortunately, both of you are incorrect. This Cubby also has his own Wikipedia page, and he's also the coach. Hey, you look pretty good in that picture, man.
Oh no!
That was a good one, Grapes.
I actually despise and detest that photo. I don't know how they got my birthday, but that's cool. I feel like it hasn't been updated in a while, but yeah, good times.
Yeah.
That's god.
Well,
Trevor's older than me, I think.
well,
Respect.
same birthday, so we're
Respect.
still growing on the path to pro, and
We are.
yeah, that is the game. Hope you guys enjoyed the Wikipedia Librarian, got to dive into the histories
fun.
of these players, and draft for game number 2 is underway between Supernova and Team Liquid Challengers. Gentlemen, take it away.
I love that last one. It's just like age 27. We're both instantly just like Trevor. He's like, no, it's you. It's like, oh no. Hey, you know what else is bad, Deserux?
What?
They're about to fall off. I got 3 years of these bad boys, these puppies, and they're gone.
Are you taking a shot at me?
No, I'm saying that
Because I'm looking at my hands right now, and they did go missing 2 years ago. So,
I
I'm
will
just.
say,
Go ahead.
yesterday, playing normies with Rafa, we beat 3 Master Tier players and a Challenger player. It was 100% because of Rafa in the jungle. Even though I carried a little bit at marksman, you know, but Mark played Nidalee and was angry. So he's actually a very good Nidalee player, funnily enough. Even if he's a feeder and is also feeding every time he locks in Nidalee as a champion. But, you know, we also won the game, so...
Does he feed and get fed at the same time? Because that sounds charitable.
I mean, every game with him is a flip. But a flip of the best kind, really.
I love those. I love them. So you got to have your bloodbaths. That's where it's the most fun.
Well, we have seen Supernova have some bloodbaths, including yesterday, as the second game against Cincinnati Fear. Keep in mind, they bounced back after losing 40-6 in a 25-minute game. We're able to win a slugfest going up against Fear in Game 2. Now, they're going to have to channel some of the same energy now. They want to take down TLC. As at the moment, this draft is the same as Tristana banned coming out here for TLC. The only change, I will say, is that Poppy was banned and not the Jace.
Oh.
And now Tristana left open as Olaf is taken away. I would not be surprised to see Supernova first pick Tristana. The Sketch is comfortable taking that bottom. And Robbie Bob has shown that he can take it mid. Tristana is a very dominant pick right now that we have in the meta. So we want to see Supernova take that for themselves.
I'd like to see that locked in by Supernova. I wouldn't imagine they would go anything else other than jungle. That's Sejuani's still available.
Jace.
They want to take that angle, but ooh,
Yep.
Ooh, quick on it, Cubby.
Now here comes Ivern or Sejuani. And a marksman to be named later, maybe.
See,
Those are my guesses. Or we take Renekton. But we need AP jungle if we want Renekton. So that's a little bit tough to find right now.
See.
The Fanghorn Forest.
Is this where you 100% guess the entirety of the draft?
Yeah. Renekton.
All right. If you're not going to win the game show earlier, you can win this one. Let's go for it, Cody.
Honestly, I really like Olaf is banned. I actually really like Olaf into Jace Maokai, so I like that ban, that adaptation from TLC. I think they feel like they can win the mid matchup with Jace in the Tristana, or at least pressure the Trist. So this would be okay. No Renekton. We actually have the Demolition Duo, is what I'm calling this. The Tristana Ziggs. So this is technically a double flex, but we expect that Ziggs to be bot for Sketch, and then Tristana to be mid for the side of Robbie Bob. TLC now have the option to answer. They could blind top and throw 2 bans to protect it, or they could take a marksman that they would like now. Also could take a hard engage support if they really want to. For something like Nautilus, that might be taken away in the next phase. So a few options for TLC. Will be that support in the Rel, so now they could take away a couple of the pairings with the Ziggs. We have seen teams actually ban Leona and Nautilus. Those are the 2 other really good pairings with Ziggs. I especially like that Leona pairing. So it looks like Alistar will be taken away, as that is one of the counters to Rel. Would not be surprised to see Leona taken away from Trevor too.
And so far, this is pretty comfy onto the side of Supernova. To have the Demolition Duo, it's already strong as it is, but one of Sketch's last good performances was on the Ziggs. He's very capable on this champion, so it's nice to have that so far, but it's really going to come down to how the second part of the draft is going to go, especially with the top lane. I'm really watching out over there, because that's something where we are expecting Supernova to try and press the issue a little bit more.
That Gwen ban tells me that Quacker wants Cassante. So TLC, they could take Cassante off the board now, or at that 4 pick, and actually save Marksman for last. But I think that we're going to protect Cassante bans. Milia now taken away. If you want to protect against Cassante, a pick, you're also going to want to take away Kennen. But actually going to take away Draven, which was TLC's answer into Ziggs yesterday. So I like this coming out from Supernova, doing a little bit of homework, some research. I think this was played really well coming out with Arrow and TLC. Likely to keep lock-in bot here just to preserve that Jace flex just in case. And actually a very different look from them. Even taking a page out of Supernova's book themselves and Cincinnati Fear's book, Tesserux, it's the Seraphine.
Makes me miserable. We got rid of Yumi, now Seraphine's back. I just can't have it my way, man. I just can't have it my way. As that gets locked in now, the response coming out for Supernova. It does look like they fancying themselves a Nautilus for Trevor. Trying to provide some protection, as well as the engage that you can do, some of the pick potential that you have with Nautilus to pair up with some of the more volatile mid laners, at least. One more pick to come out for Supernova. Let's see what they want to go for the top side, because this is what I've been watching for a while. Want to see what Quacker's going to take. Got 10 seconds to figure that out.
Again, the Gwen ban tells me it's Cassante, but if you do blind Cassante in the Bradley, you do have to worry about that Kennen. Okay, it's also going to be a Scion for Quacker. That is one of the better matchups for Gwen, but that's only going to be the second Scion game played for Quacker this split.
Yeah.
I will say Scion has a lot of value this game, protecting the Ziggs Triss, which has enough damage as a duo. Also, you get to catch the Jace poke as a Scion, which TLC showed you can do really well yesterday. But now it's all up to Bradley if he wants to throw that Jace mid as he gets pick, and it's actually going to be priority and early game focus for Bradley as he's going to take that Renekton into Quacker and see how much he can get done early. Gotta say that with the Seraphine behind you too, Renekton gets buffed up quite a bit throughout the game, so it is tough to get through a Tristana, Ivern, and a Ziggs, but Seraphine can help a little bit with that, giving you some move speed and some extra heals.
Kind of surprised that Quacker didn't go for the Cassante, as you were mentioning.
Yeah.
It's second most played on the season, one of his more consistent champions. Instead, going to pull out the Scion. Now, I'm wondering how this works in the grand scheme of things, because I do see a very, very strong front line, but that's the most that we got coming out for Supernova.
It is a little bit of a growth arc, though, Deserex. Again, I think Scion's really good this game. You have really no % health damage on the side of TLC besides the likely Leandries that we already see out of Arrow and then potentially Mir, as I expect Mir to go for that poke build this game, given that you have a Seraphine behind you. And Scion can really bodyguard for Tristana, Ziggs, and even that Ivern a little bit, catching some of that Jace poke. It'd be really important for Quacker and Supernova. So curious to see if Quacker can show some of his power on the tanks, as we usually see him as that brawler player in the top side.
Yeah.
Good opportunity for Quacker to show that he has developed a little bit as a player, this Challenger split, and can play a little bit more outside of the pocket that we're used to seeing Quacker play in for Supernova.
The only thing that worries me there is it the time to play outside of the pocket when you're this close to playoffs, Cubby? I would want to see more of what is tried and true and what has worked in the past for Supernova. I feel like it's not the best time to experiment, considering that our top 8 teams make it to playoffs and the bottom 2 pretty much just head over to the promotion tournament. Supernova, they have a lot on the line for these next couple of games for this series and then the next 3 that will come next week. So they really have to perform and hopefully get that beat up, pick up, move in a little bit more, try and get that 8th place, 7th even.
Yeah, for anyone that missed our pre-show, as you're highlighting here, Deserux, we do have Supernova starting the day tied for last place with Team Fish Taco and have a very difficult schedule ahead. As next week they face DSG, AoE, who are on a hot streak, and they ramp up playing against Flycy, who are in 2nd place. So everyone matters here for the side of Supernova. We're trying to avoid that promotion tournament and book their ticket into Challengers League next split the easy way, which is taking a top 8 finish and making it into the playoffs, which all these teams want to have the chance to compete in playoffs, as well as, of course, our finals will be held at the Riot Games studio. Pretty exciting.
Top 2 teams play over there. We're not going to have a 1v1, and that'll be a lot of fun. You know, we missed it last split. We had it the year prior, so getting to return to the Riot Games studio was a lot of fun. Type in chat who you think is going to win, by the way. Supernova, not ahead this time. Team Liquid Challengers. It was very convincing in that first game that they had, especially once they got towards the mid game. Started to pop off around them. Now let's see what this new look for Supernova is going to look like, because it's definitely going to play out differently from game number 1 based on this draft.
I think one of the big changes here for the side of Supernova, the fact that they will have push mid. Tristana pushes so hard in the laning phase, as, of course, every time she kills a minion, does AoE damage to the minions around her. This can really only push forward, and I really like seeing Triss solo lane, as I think that this is a pick that, to me, makes a lot of sense, as Triss scales really hard with levels early on. That E has a lot of damage, not to mention the range you get from your passive. But also, when you pair it with Ziggs in the bot lane, you get a lot of safety. And it's interesting seeing Arrow actually match the mage with another mage, as this is the first mage we've seen out of Arrow, this split, and the Seraphine. A lot of the tech we're seeing right now is actually that mana crystal start you see in Sketch's inventory, and then you use that TP after wave 4 to have a lost chapter and be very powerful in the laning phase and push out a lot of marksmen. So we saw Arrow break it with Draven yesterday, which was, of course, banned away from the side of TLC, but this time around, gonna match it with the mage and the Seraphine, one of the mages that we have historically seen bot quite a bit, and even a pick that Supernova is willing to play themselves.
Now both junglers going to end up on this top side. Amir finishing up the golems over there. Bradley is kind of low. The Quacker and Music gonna fancy themselves a fight, waiting for the snare to come through.
dead.
Bradley's a little bit too low, so he can't even flash away. Not worth taking that. First blood picked up by Supernova. They're getting Quacker rolling.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what happened in this laning phase, but that's not how the laning phase is supposed to go with the side of Bradley. So gonna save his flash and just TP back in. Nice first blood going over Quacker. They can fight this.
Yeah. So Mir camps it out a little bit. Snare's gonna find its mark, and kill gets returned right away. Quacker into the zombie mode, 1-1 even.
And Music.
Oh no.
Oh.
Ooh, nice twisted advance out of Mir. Gets away from the snare.
Flash. He's dead.
Music's gonna go down.
Oh man.
It's 2 picked up for Team Liquid over on this top side.
Oh.
Stayed around a little bit too long, Cubby.
Yeah, really nice twisted advance from Mir to dodge out on the root, but also if you're Music, you should probably know that's going to happen going up against Mir. So TLC able to turn this one around as Bradley. Yeah, he's got full stacks. Goes for the empowered W before Quacker gets the shield off, so Quacker's able to shield himself again and then lands the slow. Maybe if Bradley flashes that, he gets more summoner spells off, but not going to be the case. It is the rinse and repeat coming out from TLC as Mir's like, all right, you turned a couple things. We're just going to go right back in. Quacker's already low. Focus him down. We like to focus here from the side of TL. And then Mir doesn't get hit by Scion on the way out. Music tries to get this wave in. Pretty big overstay, as you can see the twisted advance used on the Q. And Music's dead to rights.
Yeah, that was the questionable part to me. Once the wave was cleared, it's like, let's escort Music back to safety. Let's not stay in the 2v1 with the big, beefy boys up here. And unfortunately, not following through on that means that Team Liquid get the advantage over on the top side. 2 kills very early on for Bradley, and Mir still posturing around this area.
That's too bad, because it was a lot of good work put in by Quacker and Supernova early on to make sure that this Scion gets ahead. Once Scion gets ahead in this matchup, there is no turning back for the Renekton. It is a doomsday matchup in the top side. As Scion, again, scales so hard as that ball of stats, and Renekton has a really tough time dealing with that if Scion is able to get ahead and stay ahead. So, really like how that was turned around, as Harry actually going to have to flash. Oh!
Flash forward, Robbie! Buster shot on the back end as a parting gift to Harry. Sends him right to the respawn. Robbie Bob with the 1v1.
And so this is Harry's second stage game on the Jace this split, and wasn't able to actually catch the acceleration gate. He dropped it past himself and then flashed over it. So wasn't able to get a move speed buff as Robbie Bob got the slow on the W, and that Jace ends up falling with the help of Music. Good bounce back for Supernovas. They find something for themselves mid.
I like it. Was off the draft onto Tristana. Felt very comfortable taking that one and putting it into the hands of Robbie Bob, who... very capable hands, to say the least. I mean, this is a collegiate champion, just came off of winning CLOL, and now in the mid lane against someone like Harry, who's a back-to-back champion in the academy space. Gotta feel good for Robbie Bob.
Tristana, once she gets rolling, her ability to shred frontline is unmatched. So, want to see if that is going to be the case for the side of Supernova. They can turn that into something, as at the moment, TLC trying to test mid this bot river. No early dragon to be taken. So this means that all sights will be set on this Rift Herald Deserux. And with the Renekton on the top side, expect that to be in favor of TL. And this is a fight where I think TLC should be bringing the Seraphine. If you bring a 5-man to Rift Herald with Seraphine, it's a very strong composition, one that's really difficult to break. So I expect that most Seraphine comps to go try and 5-man Rift Herald. I think it's up to see if Supernova answers, if they try and fight back elsewhere.
Dragon being up right now, it's Team Liquid who are posturing into the jungle of Supernova. Mir looks like he was trying to set up something onto Robbie Bob there, but Music able to scout it out, puts down Daisy. Looking for the knock-up, finds it on the Music. Supernova forced to flash away. Mega Inferno Bomb comes out from Sketch. Still chips away Mir even more. Does look like it's enough to dissuade Team Liquid from going after this. Now look at this, Robbie Bob jumping forward right onto Harry with the Slither of Health. Trying to take him down and continue scrapping it out in this mid lane.
He knows that he has a shield, you know? He's alright. He even got the refresh on it. He was that safe. As Harry's going to have to base, and he's going to base a wave late as he gets this wave in. So knowing that Harry heads the base now, Supernova feels safe enough with the help of their support to actually start this Rift Herald for themselves. This would be a big deal if they were able to pick this up. Renekton's so strong at these Herald fights, as TL are going to be cruising here. Supernova have not done this fast enough. Bradley's able to get on down, but he's going to get pressured.
Ooh, nice from Supernova. They're going for the fight before Team Liquid can set up for it. So Herald going to be secured on the side of Supernova along with a kill.
Yeah, because of that mid reset, Harry's a little bit late. Bradley pokes his nose in on his lonesome, and a wonderful CC chain from Supernova to make sure that Croc falls before he could even get a Q off and get that health back. So Bradley heads to the Death Chamber. Supernova gets a Rift Herald, very much ahead of the game pace at the moment, as their comp, this Scion on the top side, will scale very hard, along with this Tristana. So I really like the game state that Supernova's in at the moment. It feels like with Triss Ziggs, we've seen this be a really powerful combo in Challengers. And Supernova have that Tristana a little bit ahead. Ziggs even has the Leandries, and they found a win at the top side against this Renekton again after he got 2 kills. So things looking pretty good right now for Supernova.
And remember, they did have a lead in the early game, or game number 1. The thing is, I do like how this comp interacts a little bit more in the mid game. You're not waiting for that late scaling to come online. You can do things in the mid game, Cubby.
Also, like, Renekton and Maokai have to come into you, along with the Rel.
Yeah.
Ziggs loves that. That is the dream for Ziggs when you're going into tanks that have to jump into you. So that Leandri is going to get a lot of mileage for the side of Sketch. Yeah, in terms of doing things, want to see if Supernova maybe can take a page or two out of the macro that really TLC is so good at with the Scion. As I think TLC, the way they play Scion is something that I think a lot of our LCS teams should be looking at. As Bradley credited Lord Morgan from Fred Breon over in the LCK for his Scion play. A lot of what he does is that when TP's up, so Quacker has that Empower TP up, he will base and then look to make an ult play in mid or bot lane. And then to use that TP to get back to lane and catch the wave that gets shoved in. So I really like that play on Scion because you can't really... It's more impactful for you to impact other lanes other than your own because you are the tank. So I want to see if Quacker can actually execute upon that. Take some notes from Bradley's playbook that TLC used to find a very convincing 2-0 yesterday against DSG.
Nice play to go for. You impact the lanes and you don't really lose too much out in your own lane in the process. Thing is, Bradley is not going to allow for Quacker to have that easy of a way into this fight. It does look like both of these top laners are going to have to commit teleports if they do want to show up for a contest over here. But Team Liquid, strong inside track onto River, have a lot of control going so far. Both vision control wards applied on both sides of the river. They have the Scuttle Crab ward on top of it. And instantly collapsing onto Robbie Bob, giving him a shock blast and a reason to not step up towards this string.
Here's going to chase this. Yeah. Just make sure that Robbie Bob gets forced back. Herald maybe responded with in kind of the bot lane as they get Kim down over the wall. TP coming in though. Double TP.
Teleport's coming out late from Quacker as well. This is too far too late. Music goes down. Big Inferno Bomb doesn't find too much. Kim Down's getting low, but the front line of Team Liquid holding steady so far. They'll trade out another, but Team Liquid getting the lead. They'll be able to take down 3 on the side of Supernova, only giving up Kim Down. Pretty big win for Team Liquid off of the teleports being on time.
Love how convincing the TPs were from TLC. I mean, once Kim Down gets thrown over the wall, instantly, the conviction from TLC, that's the word I was looking for, to make sure that they were really there to support their support. Yes, Kim Down falls, but getting Jace plus Renekton into that fight first and forcing Supernova to take a fight they really weren't set up for. He binds Ziggs. He wants to really find poke and chip damage. And when you get Renekton TPing into the bunch this early on, Deserux, that's where Renekton really finds his stride, is once that Herald's drop, once they get Kim Down over the wall. Insta TP from Bradley, who gets involved in this fight. It's chained really nicely by Arrow. Sketch able to throw out an ultimate, but doesn't really find enough damage, and everyone kind of pushes past the Ziggs damage here, as the bouncing bomb doesn't connect, the minefields don't connect. He's able to shred everyone, as the skill shots do not hit from the Ziggs. TLC able to run the fight from there. I think that the fact that Bradley got in the middle of it all early on, Deserex, was the biggest difference.
I feel like this plays to some of the things we've heard from Quacker in the past in interviews, where he says he doesn't work the best with his team. He's more of an individual player, and he's trying to work on that development. Well, right there, that really did hurt him, because Quacker that teleport was incredibly late to show up to that fight. Both Bradley and Harry finished off their teleports before we actually had that Scion in there.
It was late. I don't think that's the fight that Supernova wants, as Robbie Bob kind of has the gold. And come on, that started off with Robbie Bob getting forced out in the mid lane. So Supernova going for that fight afterwards, for me, is a little bit peculiar. I don't think that was the right move. And TLC, you cannot make mistakes against this team. Doesn't matter if you're Supernova or even some of the top teams that we have, like Disguise yesterday. You give this team breathing room, they will take the game. As their map play, team play is very sound, and saw a good example of it there against Supernova.
All that being said, though, Quacker does have a lot of the income for Supernova. 3 kills so far. Has that Bram pleated. Thornmail, as well as the Sunfire Cape in the pocket right now. So a lot of armor getting stacked in for Supernova for this frontline tank. At a time where Rift Herald is coming up quite soon, see if Supernova want to try and utilize that to pivot over towards the Rift Herald to try and contest it, as it does look like Kim Down has his eyes set in that direction.
Yeah, so I think how you want to play with Scion in this game as Supernova is have Quacker fix a lane, but then have him group and face tank Chase Poke. As speaking of face tank, Kim Down.
Ooh, Kim Down eating a lot of damage. It might be tanks, but man, they can bring the hurt. And Sketch alley-oop across the Rift will be able to get that kill, and Supernova now have priority on this Rift Herald.
Nice step charge by Trevor. Actually finds Kim Down. It looks like found the interrupt on the dismount, as that will lead to a free pick for the side of Supernova. And you called it out, Deserex. All eyes were on the Herald. Quacker was not able to get a reset in, doesn't have access to TP, so he is a little bit low. Mir will find some poke with the saps, but shouldn't be enough where TLC feels like they're comfortable to take a fight. They're rotating around this top side.
Yeah, waiting for Mir to pop the ultimate to see if they actually want to take this right here. And yeah, there it goes. Coming out. Rift Herald's already been taken. But now Kim Down here. It does look like Team Liquid have the advantage in the 5v5. And they'll take that right now. Being able to take down Quacker. They lose out on the Rift Herald in the grand scheme, but still showing they got the team fight prowess.
Flash coming out from music just to make sure that he was able to escape out of that. As TLC, they had Kim Down back. Knew that some ultimates were burned. Oh boy.
Oh, Trevor over the wall with the flash. The follow-through coming out from Robbie Bob is not going to be able to grab the kill. Harry will get it instead. And now Trevor, 2 members of Team Liquid clopping on all over him. Double kill picked up by Harry.
I mean, who's the one knocking down, man? It was the fight that started onto Harry that Supernova opted into, but Harry, he goes back in, brings down the hammer, and another day in a row where the game 2 Jace is just massive on the side of Harry. He's 5-1-1 now after that double kill. As this fight, yeah, TLC, they have Kim Down coming back. Kim takes the blast gun to get a better angle, and they just isolate Quacker, take him down. He was already a little bit low on the health bar, and Scion has known some, not anything to fear. TLC, but then Harry trying to shift some power into the bot side. Kim Down, covering here. Harry, engaged spawn by Trevor. Robbie Bob's here, but the combo from Kim Down prevents the rocket jump reset from coming into Robbie Bob, and Harry, having the Duskblade, knows, hey, if I get this kill, I go invulnerable, man. I'm strong, I'm fine. I can actually dodge out of the damage from that Tristani. So Harry goes back in, brings down the hammer twice, finds a double kill for himself, and look at his items now. Miramana almost fully stacked up here on the side of Jace, and Harry's going to be hitting real hard this game.
I mean, is it any surprise given the story that we've had from Harry being in Team Liquid with the Org since 2021, back in spring, the type of adversity they had to overcome to get to the spot where they were, to get to that back-to-back Proving Grounds champions situation. They had to overcome a lot, considering at the start of that, they were what? The first Proving Grounds, they fell all the way to like the bottom 16.
Yeah. EPA knocked them out.
Yeah, and that was a tough hill to climb over the course of 2 years, but they got there. Harry's already put in that work, and what you're seeing right now is the fruits of the labor of someone who has grinded this scene for oh so long.
Again, Spawn said it. It's a win-win for him, seeing APA succeed and then getting to work with Harry again as he continues to grow. And speaking of growing, music.
Yep. That's a kill.
I think they get another one, too.
No.
Yeah, good ult.
Time to ult away. A simple kill picked up by Team Liquid. Gold lead is still over to Supernova, but that's not going to be for much longer with the way Team Liquid have been finding these picks. And with that tower going down, goes over to TLC.
I really like what they're doing with Seraphine to make sure that whatever engage they take into this Ivern Tristana Ziggs comp is sound. If you make mistakes into them, the safety you get with the Demolition duo between the Triss Ziggs, like you have minefields, you have satchel charge, you have the rocket jump, the buster shot, it's really difficult to actually find sound engages. So I like what TL's approaches here. You get tools like Seraphine Rel to make sure like, it's very easy to pull a very convincing engage, but also you have Poke Maokai, push Jace, so you can get him low and then make sure that you're taking a fight on your terms, not the enemies. I think this approach is pretty good for TLC into what is very meta at the moment between this Ziggs Trist and now Sketch is going to have to flash preemptively. Kim Down still going.
Ooh, Mega Storm comes out and it brings Sketch right back in. Music goes down on top of it. Quacker shows up to the fight, but it's a fight that Supernova do not want to take. 2-0 Team Liquid.
Mirror and TLC just make it look so easy, man. It's just one Maokai ult. Everyone's there to follow up. Great find from Kim Down on that crash down. As looking for another dismount here. Bradley, oh boy.
Trevor lands into a wall. Bradley and Mirror take that as a moment to go straight in for the fight. Ooh, Mirror falls to the turret. A little bit of an uncharacteristic mistake. It's one going back over to Supernova, but consolation prize. You just lost your turret. You just lost your team.
I think Mirror will be all right trading that one out overall. As look at his mid laner. He's done his job. Harry's 8-1-2. As this Jace is pumping this game. Really good engages being taken by TL, and guess what? He didn't even have to burn through that Seraphine ult. As I don't know if it was available for that second fight or not. They didn't need it. As TLC continue to cruise in this game. And again, I think that's one of the real big differences from TL this year versus last year. For me, it's been their mid games. Their mid game macro. It's been so good this game. As Sketch, again, going to be under siege. Music trying to come to save him, but he gets charmed. And Harry, good night.
Yeah, that's some of the misery about using that satchel charge to blow up the tower. You don't have it to save yourself when Team Liquid collapse onto you. Now look at this. Quacker able to hop onto Kim Down. Will be able to get one kill back to protect Harry. But Harry, now running in the jungle, does have Arrow in the back pocket. Hops back in, tees up onto Quacker. Mir going to try and cut off this attack plan coming out from Supernova. They get control of the jungle, but they're not going to find much else, or will they? A flash forward found by Trevor, trying to get Arrow. Robbie Bob hops over. Can't get the reset in time. The ultimate from Mir stops so much, and Harry goes legendary, dropping the hammer on the dome of Quacker. Another kill found, this one by Arrow, and Mir cleaning house. Robbie Bob, that's the wrong way to go. Tree waits, comes out of the brush, and takes down Robbie Bob. Now Music trying to find something back in the name of Supernova. Sketch running in the opposite direction from Bradley. This Gator looking for the long con chase, but Team Liquid, they're pulling apart Supernova, and they're taking them completely without losing much, Cubby.
Harry Poggers was taken down. Sketch found him, so nice shutdown going over to the Ziggs, but still, this game is all TL, man, as Harry, he's a horror on this Jace, just destroying these games, as we haven't seen his Jace all year, Deathstrux, and yesterday goes legendary, nukes a game as Jace. Today, he's 10-2-4, he's got 3 items at 22 minutes, as Harry's about to get back out on the map and make sure that everyone feels the hammer being brought down on the Rift, as Harry, welcome back to Challengers, man. He has been playing with, honestly, what looks to be a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, maybe some vengeance this week, as he is really helping TLC make sure they put the finishing touches onto a solid week. I know that last week TLC were 2-4. Weren't thrilled with how they played the map in some of those games, but really feels like whatever has gone on in the TLC camp this week, they are back on track, and that race to first, they got everything going in the right direction.
And Harry is so good. So damn good at this game. Back to the office, had the best stats back in the old Proving Ground era. First week back, and he's already putting up stats that match that, and now Team Liquid in a position where they're looking to close out this game 2-0. Currently a 4K lead. They still got a bit more work to do, but at the moment, the map state is in their hands.
Trying to be that forward plow for Supernova. Not quite able to find the ult. Ball short. Now TL, Sparin set up rather scary. The side of Supernova going into Maokai saplings plus Jace Poke. Seraphine can top everyone off. They try and start this one off, which TLC will do. Bradley is fixing that bot lane. Now he's going to hide in fog. See if Supernova approaches. That Baron is at half, and Supernova gets the bad news.
Teleport coming through, able to find the hook. It's on to Harry. Harry still sitting A-OK. Will back out, and the rest of Team Liquid, they take out 2 tanks. Are they looking for more? Bradley sure is. Over on the blue buff, now trying to take the angle onto Robbie, who doesn't see this coming. There's no wards over there. Robbie doesn't realize there's a gator that lies in wait. He will not walk over to the chompers and get stunned up. Instead, Supernova will start posturing towards the mid. Honestly, Team Liquid take Baron.
They'll have to respond to this because this is the Demolition Duo. You can see how quickly that turret does go down. Will be an objective bounty, at least for the side of Supernova. That is sacrificed for the Baron, and now music. That goes wayward. So he's going to have to be running.
And Sketch and Robbie are going to have to take the long road because Team Liquid are still going to chase through. Ooh, they're recalling in different places. Hexgate coming out. With that, trying to escape. Sketch will be able to get one. Robbie Bob's out. Kuro Baron buff over to Team Liquid.
Just feeding Big Haas, man. They got to make sure Harry gets some more kills. As Harry goes invulnerable, which feels rather good against Zig's bomb because he didn't take any damage from that. Trying to kill on the Quacker. Bradley CP made sure that Quacker was isolated with Trevor. Easy 2-for-0. And then on the flip side, Supernova, they give up on the chase. They end up taking an objective bounty for themselves. TL cleans up, and again, TL making this game look rather sound. Making it look like first place team against our last place team at the moment, SRX.
Completely outclassed right now. Team Liquid are on a different level. We'll set up towards this bottom side of the map. It's Team Liquid, once they get a lead, again, one of the most consistent teams that we have in the league. Week 5 was the first time where they've had a lead above 15 minutes and actually lost a game. That was to Fear. Only time it's happened. Other than that, they tend to close out these games like there is no tomorrow, like the apocalypse is soon, and they got to get business done.
Getting business done. Okay, well, I might have set up a curse there for He doesn't wait for the Maokai ult.
And they're able to snare up.
Hell of an angle from Bradley.
Yeah. But
He's
spotted out on the angle. Robbie Bob. A little bit of chip damage, but simple Q will heal that right up, and Team Liquid will continue pressing.
No, okay, no. Quacker.
Ultimate comes out of Quacker, able to get the knock-up onto Bradley. Mirror gets low, so does Bradley. Can be exchanged thus far. 1-for-0. Quacker still in there. Finally able to pick up one. Harry goes down. That's a big pickup coming out for Supernova. What else can they get for it? You need resets for Robbie Bob to continue hopping forward. Double kill picked up by Robbie Bob, but Supernova don't like the odds of taking this any further.
Nice find from Quacker. He throws himself in there, has that forward plow, and make sure that the engage is sound enough to actually pick up 2. They picked up Harry. Will shut down gold going over. And you can see the power of Supernova's comp. They are able to front the back in this rush, as it is the 3-item Ziggs. And Sketch did some decent work in that last fight to make sure that TLC couldn't play Siege, as I think Baron's going to be a requirement for TLC to get through the base of Supernova. Going up against Ziggs Triss, the wave clear amongst this duo, rather strong. And TL, they got a while to go.
That's an understatement. You bring the wave in, Ziggs there, goodbye wave. Tristana there, goodbye wave. Really, really hard to actually siege onto Supernova when they're able to turtle into their base. So I gotta agree with that. TLC wouldn't mind waiting around to grab that Dragon Soul. Maybe farm something in the jungle. Music himself going down. Bradley goes on a rampage, and now looking to follow through. Sketch by his lonesome gets caught by the Encore, and it's a double kill for Bradley.
Bradley sneaking in that brush actually wasn't spotted by Music, and then does pop the ulti to stack up that Fury bar, make sure that he's able to find the big combo, as Bradley has become a menace this part of the game in the side lane. Picked up a lot of CS as Quacker has been forced to group, given Supernova's a bit behind, and he has to play bodyguard against the Jace. Bradley's really benefited from that, as he has taken a lot of farm in the side lane and is rather fed this game. That's Rex. Supported by Seraphine, too. Not bad.
Not bad. This is a pretty beefy Gator there over in the top lane. Now taking the recalls at an 8K lead. Minute 30 before that dragon does spawn. Maybe a little more food for this Gator coming in the form of that dragon. Yeah, still got 2 minutes before Baron, so it wouldn't be a bad 1-2 punch to take that Dragon Soul and then just move it right over to the Baron.
Looking like TLC is going to put the finishing touches on this one. I do want to see out of Supernova next week if they want to try to make it in the playoffs, Tesserux. Yeah, they're like finding early game leads off of some plays, but I still feel like, you know, how does this team consistently win games? I feel like Supernova playing topside through Quacker works for them at times. Not consistently enough, but does work. I find the pairing of like Ziggs bot, I feel like that's when you want to put Quacker on one of those carries. Or put him on a champ that he's really comfortable on. I think Sion this draft is good. You have a lot of value into Jace, just blocking poke, but also Supernova really ran out of gas in the mid game. And when they didn't win the groupings up against TLC, who had the bigger team fight engage tools with this Rel and this Maokai, kind of saw them go to the wayside. So wondering what Supernova could find if they go back to the drawing board. Is going to try and find a last-ditch effort. Bradley chunked through it.
Yeah, Bradley might have gone too far forward. Oh, the ultimates chained together for Team Liquid so beautifully. 3 down in the blink of an eye. And they'll dismantle the rest. A full-on ace for Team Liquid Challengers.
All right, well, that Croc was fine in the end, as Bradley, he's walking into the base with 4/5 of his HP left after he got chunked in TLC. They make sure this one goes down in convincing fashion as our #1 team cruises to another 2-0, putting together a 5-1 week with Harry in the lineup. Played more games on stage with Harry than they did in scrims, and TLC proving that no matter which mid laner is in the lineup, they are to be feared.
Road just got harder for Supernova, but it's smooth sailing. Team Liquid Challengers on that 2-0 on the series. A great performance coming out from Team Liquid. I mean, for Supernova, I don't really see too much coming out of them when it comes to the mid game. It feels like a lot of inaction and a lot of waiting for what Team Liquid do before they actually engage their play.
I think they found some okay moments, like that top gank was good. Supernova finds moments and angles. It's just that it's not consistent enough, and it feels like they don't really have like that big carry where it's like, hey, like Quacker is kind of their carry, right? It's been a very bot-centric meta. It feels like support around Quacker at times, but yeah, I want to see if they can like find other ways to convincingly play through things. As things have gotten like very support focused, I feel like they're taking a lot of scaling in these drafts, and they just kind of run out of gas or like direction on what to do in mid game. So maybe going back to the drawing board and seeing what they can find. As Supernova gonna have to find a lot, as they are sitting at 10 wins. They have 6 games left to pick up some more wins, and currently they're gonna need to get to at least 11 or 12 before the day started to make sure that they are in that top 8. They have a difficult schedule next week, so 1 week for Supernova to try and find. I would say 3-3 is the minimum of what they need to have a chance to make playoffs, and likely more against some tough competition. So curious to see if Supernova can really step up to that mantle and try and earn their spot in playoffs coming next week.
They'll have to step up, but who already stepped up? It was Harry, it was Team Liquid, it was Mir, it was the rest of the squad. A brilliant performance coming out from them to still stay in that first place and looking like strong contenders once we do head into playoffs. But that's going to do it for the series. We're going to take a moment to take a short break. When we return, we'll have Grapes on the other side with an interview featuring Mir from our victorious Team Liquid Challengers. The LCS Challengers League is brought to you by Turo, the world's largest car-sharing marketplace. Find your drive.
Welcome back, everybody, to the LCS Challengers League. I am here on the Verizon post-game interview with the victorious jungler with Team Liquid Challengers, Mir, who just won that series against Supernova 2-0. Mir, you're, I think, 4th 5-1 week as a team going throughout the season. We don't have to talk about last week, but how does it feel to have that really solid level of consistency week in and week out?
Yeah, this week was definitely feel a lot better compared to like last week or like any week, because we actually, the way we won the game on this week, it was actually really too consistent mid game to late game, which is we kind of always struggle against, which is we like last week's kind of. We just played with an early. We just played with the early leads into just a snowball. But like this week, I think we did a very good macro. So I'm really happy with that.
There were some moments there from the 10th place team, Supernova, that actually looked pretty good. Were you expecting that from a team that is a little bit further down in the standings this year?
Yeah, I thought they are like I kind of, to be honest, they're not the best, but like they're actually the decent team. I was thinking like when they picked Kindred, they kind of become a completely different team. So I kind of we just kind of
Took that away.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you had, speaking of, didn't get to play the Kindred, you got a Poppy game and a Maokai game. I was looking through some of your match history, and you know, yeah, there's a lot of Vi, a lot of Wukong, but then also a couple of carry plays. Do you think that you know, facilitating playmaking style is something that you're really good at, or do you wish that sometimes you know, Spawn let you play some more carries?
I mean, I'm fine with playing anything if we are winning, and if I need to pick the right champion, I'm gonna pick the right champion. I think I can play every style.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. And so seeing you play really successfully on these different playstyles is looking pretty good. But some changes to your team, Team Liquid Honda Challengers, going throughout the week as your mid laner APA got promoted to the LCS, and now you're playing with Harry in the mid lane. I know that you guys didn't have a whole lot of time to practice, but just walk me through that process of what it's like to adjust to a roster change in such a short amount of time.
I was kind of actually very surprised that happened, but since I feel like playing with Harry and APA, like they're like all the good players, right? They're like probably the best mids by far in the NACL, and they have like both different strength. So like I'm really happy to play with both, and yeah, I'm really enjoying with playing Harry as well. Since we played only 1 day of scrims, we're doing really good, so I'm happy.
It seemed like throughout the week there were times where, you know, day after day, you two specifically looked like you were working together a little bit better. Did you feel that as well while you're playing?
Oh yeah, definitely we were working as mid jungle synergy. We were working about in-game stuff. We were talking about out of in-game stuff too. So like we were kind of getting friendly. So
nice.
It's good.
Awesome. And on the other side, of course, APA, your former teammate, playing in LCS, and you see he's been putting on some good performances up there on the big stage. As somebody who, you know, has been at Tier 1 in the past, and of course now coming over to NA, winning the MVP award for NACL, does that inspire you a little bit to see a teammate like that do well? That you know, you can maybe be next on that list.
Yeah, it definitely gives me a motivation too. When they play versus Immortals, we went to SS stage, and it literally makes me motivate to play on the LCS next year, or like whenever when they give me a opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah, and it seems like you really have deserved it over the last you know, couple of months, and how well you've been playing. You know, the MVP award in the spring split looking very, very good. And looking ahead to our last week of matches in the regular season, Mir, you have Team Fish Taco, Evil Geniuses Challengers, and AoE. Now, I will say you guys split with Taco and EG last time you guys played, so in total 4-2. Do you think that's going to change 6-0 weekend coming?
I mean, I really hope we can get a 6-0 week, like finally. I'm pretty sure we haven't been 6-0 anytime, yeah. Right? So
there's always one game, so
yeah. So this time, I hope I'm pretty sure we're gonna get 5-0, but the last game, I hope we don't go full again, please.
Well, if you go 5-1, then you can just say it's always a trend. You always drop one for the content every week, so that'll be fun. Mir, thank you so much for joining me on the Verizon post-game interview. Gonna leave the floor to you if you have any shoutouts.
Shout out to my fans watching, and I really appreciate it. And yeah, my teammates really doing well recently. And shout out to my coach Jake. He always give me a very tank jungler, which is I'm kind of getting sleepy during games. But thank you so much. Yeah.
Well, maybe you have the rest of the day. You can play some more fun champions in solo queue to close the night off. Thank you so much, Mir, for the interview. Congratulations on the win. And we're going to take a short break before we head into our next series. It'll be Cincinnati Fear against Disguised after this.
Shooting hoops and it looks so fly like a hula hoop.